Then I started to dive deeper into the numbers, and I was even more impressed. So StatMuse on Twitter put this out, I think today, but they are top 5 in offense and defense as of today, 25 plus games through. So as of today, they're 5th in offense, 3rd in defense. The numbers come from cleaning the glass. And as we know, using a historical reference point, teams that are in the top 10, even top 10 or top 5 in both stats, they're your real contenders. You
Yep.
go back and look at teams that have won the championship. You look at the Celtics from last year, the Suns the past couple of years. I mean, those are the caliber
Bucks.
of
Yep.
teams that the Pelicans are hanging with right now. So that's really incredible. What's also impressive, and we also discussed this, is the fact that they're doing this without 2 of their key rotation pieces. As of today, I
Right.
mean, Brandon Ingram, I think, is close to return, is what I've heard. They're about to embark on a road trip, and he's supposed to be coming back soon. And then they also have, not on Herb, Herb Jones has not
Yeah.
played in several games. I think it's been 5 straight games he's missed. So when you throw that into the equation, it's like, man, these guys are legit. They're doing some serious damage in the West. Why is
Right.
it that this team has kind of snuck up on us a little bit, even though their numbers are so elite so far?
I think it's because 'cause they're young. I think they got a lot of guys that are so like, to the normal NBA community, pretty unproven. You know, we all love Jose Alvarado, and he's been a
Oh, yeah.
great, yeah,
Grand
story,
Theft Alvarado.
you know, Georgia Tech exiting, but no one was like, "Wait, this guy is like an upper tier backup point guard. This guy is coming in and putting up 15 points per game and spacing the floor and finishing the games for these guys and shutting down the other point guard." I mean, you know, people didn't look at it and say, "Wait, like, you know, they have something there." Or Najee Marshall, you know, someone who couldn't make a roster is now playing 30 plus minutes for them and is playing
Mhm.
great defense and you know is it has a focal point on this team or you know Larry Nance coming in and giving good minutes. I think it's just kind of it crept up on people not watching them because of just how efficient they've been and how they've just you know worked as a team. It's interesting because they're actually third to last in threes like percentage taken of their shots.
Mm.
You know they're a real you know just pass the ball until we get a good look. Let Zion take someone one on one. I saw Sports Info Solutions their new advantage creation stat. He's leading the league at 32% of his possessions per 100 possessions. He gets an advantage created, which is remarkable. Uh,
Mhm.
and you know, he scores with so much ease that it just makes everyone job so much easier. And you know, they're not scared of anyone. They're not back down. They're young, but you know, they got a lot of dogs on that team, and that's all you need to succeed. And if everyone's bought in, you know, they could make a splash in the playoffs as well.
And like you said, I mean, they're not dominating from the 3-point line. And that's kind of messes with the way we think today in the NBA because a lot of times you look at the numbers, especially when it comes to this analytical movement, it's the teams that take the most threes and make the most threes are the ones that have the
Right.
most success. For the most
Right.
part, that's true. But with the Pelicans, it's a little bit different. This kind of backs up some of the other numbers I found. And it comes down to where they're making their money. I mean, you mentioned Zion. He makes so much, he creates so much of a advantage in the paint. And I think that's where that advantage creation stat comes from. It's like if he
Absolutely.
gets the ball even remotely close to the paint, I mean, heck, if he's even outside the paint, outside the arc, he just has such a great first step. He has great burst, great strength, great body control once he's in the air that it doesn't matter who you put on him. Either he's going to be too quick for them or he's going to be too strong for them if you put a
Yep.
smaller guy on him, and he's just going to dominate. So when it comes to Zion's on-off numbers, they're really incredible, and they're actually the second best on-off numbers on the team.
Wow.
Do you want to take a guess at who number one is on the team in on-off numbers right now?
Got to be Jose.
You're correct. You're correct.
Wow.
It is
Yeah. I mean,
Alvarado.
it's just what he brings to the team right now.
He's insane. He's plus 15.8 on-off efficiency differential. That's the highest on the team in 524 minutes.
Wow.
Zion's is plus 11 efficiency differential. And when it comes to the free throw situation, the team generates 4.2 free throws per 100 field goal attempts. And
Hmm.
that's a pretty impressive stat for just one guy. And 70% of his shots are coming at the rim right now, which is a career high for him. That speaks to the way that his shot distribution is trending in the right direction. With Zion, like you don't want him taking a bunch of jumpers. he
Yeah,
will attempt some, which is great. It's okay to kind of keep the defense guessing a little bit. But
right.
this season, I mean, he's really just putting his head down and saying, like, when I get to the rim, 9 times out of 10, you guys got to foul me or I'm scoring. Like, it's
It
just,
yeah. I just backpedaling on that. Like it looks like it just comes so easy. It's slow. The game is slowing down for him.
oh, yeah.
Just like you're saying. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like when he dissects the situation a lot faster now. And I mean, he's finishing games 12 of 15, 13 of 18, or 14 of 16, and that's just like people are not talking about those numbers enough. Like to be someone like him, to be sort of one dimensional, where like he can shoot it, but he probably isn't going to. To have that efficiency is crazy.
Dude, we got to remember Zion has only played just over 100 games in his career so far.
Yep,
this is this is crazy. I mean, the dude is only 22 years old. He has played. This is his third season playing. It's his fourth season in the league, but he missed all of last season with that foot injury. So essentially, he's only in his third year. He's only played 21 games up to this point this year. He played 61 2 years ago, and then he only played 24 games back in his age 19 season, which was his rookie season. So we have to kind of keep in mind like where he is in his development cycle. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. Uh,
not at
he's
all.
20,
Yeah,
he's 22 years old, third year playing, and he's already made an All Star team. So I think a lot of people, myself included, when we looked at the ceiling of this team, we told ourselves like if Zion is Zion and he's 100%, when you blend in the entire roster, the bench, those other guys that we've touched on a little bit, Alvarado, Trey Murphy, Herb, like the ceiling is crazy high for this team. I
yeah,
think they've hit, it's weird to say because they've been so banged up, but they've almost hit a best case scenario so far through 26 games when it comes
absolutely.
to how great they can be and how good Zion can be for them. So I love what they have going for them. And I think if Ingram can come back in and kind of blended with Zion, I'm curious to see like how Ingram and Zion kind of play off of each other once he comes back. I mean, there's not much this team can do. They have a little bit of everything. It's a very balanced
Absolutely.
roster, which I love.
I think we can go back and forth on just how perfect their schemes and efficiency is all over the court and everything, and how they're using analytics to their advantage and everything. But outside of that, even just the culture of the team, like contrary to popular belief, I loved that 360 at the end. And Zion's comments
Okay.
as well. I think saying this team just like eliminated my brothers from the playoffs. Like, and I have an open lane, and I can get the crowd riled up that was behind me all game. That fueled us. Like, okay, like I've never really been a fan of the whole unspoken rule and this that.
Mhm.
Like I think it's saying like we're here. Like stop taking us for granted. And like even them getting upset. Why did Chris Paul shoot it? Like it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, there's that
it's
too. Yeah,
those things that are so inconsistent. But outside
facts.
of that, it's just like uh, I love just not backing down to anyone. They're kind of that younger brother right now that's young and still, but giving everyone fits and just kind of reminding everyone like, listen, like everyone could tell me I'm fat and forget about me, but we're here, and I'm a superstar, and watch out for the Pelicans.